Alright, welcome back to Burning Rubber Garage. I'm working on Frostbite, my 71 Chevy C10 step-side. Beautiful truck. Beautiful truck. Lots been done to it. If you'd like to check that out, go check the playlist. It's always at the end of the videos. Usually if the car or vehicle or series has more than a couple videos, I put them in a playlist. They're at the end of the video. They're also on my page. You can find them there. I do get a lot of people saying, hey man, I'd like to, I'm struggling to find your videos. That figures, because YouTube is hard to search sometimes for certain things. So they're all on the playlist. You've got a few for the orange truck, a couple for this, some for the Camaro, Nova, Blue Suburban, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of them out there. Go check out my playlist. Anyways, we're working on this. We're doing an oil change. It's been a while, and last time I used a filter, the guy sent me with an extra filter, so I had changed the oil using that. So I went down, I drained the oil, put the plug back in, pulled the filter down because the name was at the top and I couldn't get a good shot of it. It was a CarQuest filter. Called CarQuest up, gave them the number, they got me the number what I would need. So we're going to be running a Canon HP 3002 and some 10W30. I'm going with extended performance, full synthetic. Motor isn't that old, it doesn't leak a lot. I mean, I think almost every old vehicle leaks something. But it does leak a little from somewhere in there, but it's not enough that makes me worried. I mean, it could go a couple drops every month, so it's not a big deal. I did reroute this line over this way. I was worried about it melting up here, didn't even want to try it, so I've had a lot of success with that. We're also going to clean the inside, so let's get started. You guys have seen me use these before. It's the race ramp. They make a lot of different sizes for them. Gives me a lot more room to slide under, put the pan under, have some more room to work on. A four-wheel drive truck, this wouldn't be a big deal, but on this truck it really helps. I've used it on a lot of my cars, stuff like that. They're very wide, so as you can see here, I'm probably barely on this one, but I'm all the way on. Well, maybe not 3/4 of an inch, but close enough. There's still a whole 5 inches right there that we could have moved over, but that side's centered up better than this side. That's my own fault. Let's go ahead and get this oil changed. What I like to do, like to pull this off, take the stuff off of there, stick my finger down in there, grab some lube, oil, whatever you want to call it, and I like to lube this seal up. It's always worked well for me. This one looked really nasty, like white, really dry. It wasn't cracked or anything, but really dry. A lot of the times if your filter is going in this way, it's really hard to do. This one goes straight up and down. So what I'm going to do is take some oil, and just fill it up. Not all the way, because then you're more likely to spill, but I will fill it up 2/3. That way when it goes to start up, it doesn't run dry. Even just a little bit of a dry startup is harder on it than if you just take a little time, put some of this in there. So looks like we're going to be really good. I'm impressed with how this one's set up. I'll slide it down in there, set this up and in and twist it on, and we should be good to go. I hope this funnel I got works. I really like this dress-up kit we got on Frostbite here. I'm going to take that cap off, set it down over here. I don't really want it to get hurt at all. I like how it looks. Set that down in there. I'm going to start by pouring this in. We already put quite a bit in the filter there. So this truck's a little unique. The dipstick only likes to come out if I reach over the brakes. Lifts her up and out, and I got to put it back in that way, or I really got to fight it. So this was a slow fill. You'll see that from time to time. But this just took quite a while See how easy that went in like that. This took quite a while to get the oil to go in. I did spill because I started pouring like I normally would, and it just spilled out here. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of a wipe down there, but let's see where we're at. I did spill some, so I put in a little extra of the extra quart I got. And I like to stick it up. I don't know if you can see that there. If not, I'll cut this out. And I like to fold over and pinch. And then when I remove it, we are good. We have plenty of oil in there. We might even be a little high, but I'll start it up. Some of that will fill the filter, and it should balance out. I just was not sure how much I had spilled. So with that, let me fire her up. Get this back on here. I want to wipe off some of this oil before I do, so pause with me for a second. What I've got here, I looked under it. We are going to want to watch this one right here, the oil pressure. It'll probably stay at 0 for a second, and then it should kick right back up. There we go. So let it run, not too long that stuff gets hot in case you have to get back under there. But let it run for a second, turn it off, check your oil. What's happening right now is it is filling your oil filter. That's your delay. Once it fills that, then you get your pressure, you get your reading, you're good to go. So we are definitely good to go. I am excited to see those lovely gauges light up. See the volts gauge up, turn on my lights, and hardly any drops. So let's go check that oil. All right, so I think at this angle you should be able to see everything I'm doing. I like to have a paper towel set out. Like I said, with this one, you got to go from the back. If not, you really have to fight it. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use what I've already used. Clean wipe that. The old oil looked really nasty. I can feel some heat. I probably let it run a hair too long, but I wanted to make sure that was filled up. So here we go. We pull it up and out. I take this and I set it right like that. I pinch it, and then I let that fall back, and we are a hair above full. Not too worried about that. It does drip a little bit, so we will definitely lose a little bit. I probably should have just put in the 5 and checked, but I knew I had spilled quite a bit, and was going to be worse to wear for it. So oil change successful. We've got the can in. I took this out the other day and saw a guy, and he wanted to see the inside. So me being ashamed of what I had done, throwing all the stuff on the floor, we're going to go ahead and knock that out. Let me show you one thing you really ought to have if you have a car. You can see here we got a lot of junk on the floor, wires, leaves, dirt, stuff all up on the seat. So I'm going to go ahead, take a minute, vacuum this out. If you don't have one of these, a little shop vac or equivalent, you really ought to invest in one. They're under 50 bucks. A lot of people say, well, I got to go to the car wash and pay to wash my car so I can use their vacuums. Just get one of these. They're so cheap. It will pay for itself, and just the gas savings to get there and back and the car wash. I mean, spend a few minutes, wash your car. Some people I know go wash their car even though it doesn't need it, just so they can use the vacuum. So kind of silly, but this is a really good one. It's not super loud and is very strong. Not super loud. You come in here, it will just clean it all right up. Then when you're done, you just take that thing, pull the lid off, and dump it. So I'm going to get to cleaning this. We'll see you in a bit. Let's go for a little cruise. I always check underneath. Dry as can be. Oil pressure's good. Everything's good. We even got a little heat in her already. So once we hit out on the road, I'll start this back up. Alright, so we got good oil pressure. We got good temp. It's just a fun little truck. I really enjoy driving it. It's a blast. I mean, you give it just a little gas and wake the neighbors and the dead. So I guess right by the cemetery outfitting. So anyways, let's just go for a little cruise. I just kind of wanted to say thank you to everybody. I still love that spot. It's beautiful. I want to say thank you to everybody for the new subscribers, the fans, the followers, the thumbs up. There's a few people that always write. I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'll probably write those down, try and thank them on the next. I know Canadian Bubba's on that list, Michigan Muscle Car, Justin, my family supports. There's a lot of others who always seem to write, so I'm hoping I'm not leaving anybody out, but thank you, I appreciate it. Trying to get back into the groove of things, trying to get the Camaro situated so we can move to the next steps on it. Just a really fun time, spring, summer. It's when I usually get motivation to get things done because of car shows, but this year's been a little different, so. Nobody's coming, let's hit it. These little back roads are just so fun, and there's so many of them out here that you can just go and hit a bunch of them, which is just awesome. I dig this truck. It rides very, very nice, very compliant. So that's a pretty good bump. It soaks it right up. You feel a little bit, but it's not harsh by any means. It's a very soft, compliant ride. This guy's got to give me some road. There we go. Thanks, buddy. Truck, just something about it. The more I play around with it, clean it, whatever, the more I dig it. And now I've got just a beautifully clean interior. I forgot that the carpet was brand new. So really a fun truck. I'd be hard pressed to find another that I like as much. I could find another one just as clean, that's for sure, but I'd be hard pressed to find one that's takes place of this one. There'll be others, guaranteed. But this one, something would have to come along at a pretty penny and be like, hey, I'll give you X, Y, Z for that. And then I'd have to probably take it, so. Another wave there. A lot of people respect the older cars because they understand what it takes to get these to work. So I'm really excited to get that Camaro up and going. These roads are just, gosh, especially when you don't have AC, you're lined with trees like this, it's definitely not a hot day out when you're in this spot. You get out in the sun though, we're 88 degrees, which is pretty warm with the humidity. So let's give her a little hit of the beans here. Oh my gosh. Oh shoot, that smells good. I can smell a little bit of coolant, so I'll probably stop up here and check it out.